Since 1996, my life has never been the same. I was always into video games, but I never knew the possibilities that existed for a still young medium. The first Resident Evil brought out so many emotions: fear, uncertainty, and a curiosity that has not been sated to this very day. I went in deep. I started writing Resident Evil 2 right after beating Resident Evil 1. I still read through those old notebooks and have a bit of a laugh. Although, I think my idea of most of the surviving members of STARS being placed into an Umbrella-run insane asylum would have been pretty interesting. Although Resident Evil would always hold a place in my heart, every game after 3 got farther and farther away from the reason I love the series. I would play the newest Resident Evil game like clockwork, but deep down, I knew this series was capable of so much more. I never railed against the games, I just wasn't willing to evolve with the games. By the time 6 was released, my interest was a million miles away and on life support. My copy of 6 stayed wrapped on a shelf for a year before I finally opened it and played it. I didn't hate 6. Truth be told, I never truly disliked a Resident Evil game. I know my place in the universe. I'm a consumer. People create things. I ingest them. Whether I like it or not is mostly irrelevant. That being said, I had this nagging feeling that Resident Evil would never catch that spark again. That feeling of horror and dread. Resident Evil 1 was a complete love letter to horror. Admittedly, I was also a big fan of horror. I grew up on Evil Dead, Night of the Demons, Ghoulies, Halloween. You get the picture. Having an older brother, I probably saw a lot of these movies at too young of an age. That's why this element of Resident Evil always resonated with me. While the series would never truly shed horror, it was becoming so action-heavy that any sense of horror and dread were mostly removed. It's hard to slip into the world of survival horror when my character has a train-mounted Gatling gun and otherworldly superhero strength. Totally tactical. January 24th, 2017.
I did lie to you. I shouldn't have. All I can say is that if you get this, stay away.
Resident Evil 7. The mystery surrounding this game was palpable. How many videos and live streams were birthed just from the demo? Stand in the corner for 5 minutes and spin around 117 times, you can hear a voice. The amount of conspiracy theories was a thing to behold. The Resident Evil community was buzzing. This was the Resident Evil horror I was craving. It was dirty, unkempt, filthy. You could smell the Baker estate. The main enemy type, the Molded, fit in perfectly in the aesthetic of the game. The Baker family were unpredictable, crazy, and unraveling the mystery behind why they were this way was eye-opening. It would be easy to see the Bakers as crazed, redneck, hillbilly, Texas Chainsaw Massacre rip-off, throwaway characters, but I think the story of this family is a sympathetic one. Well, all but Lucas. I think he was twisted long before the Molded took over his body. When Jack Baker asks you in a hallucination dream mold vision to save his family, I felt the weight of that in the story. This semi-normal family had an entire existence turned upside down. Normalcy was ripped away from them. Now to Ethan Winters. Ethan Winters and Mia. Ethan's character received a ton of criticism for being very flat and not very interesting. I, for one, am glad he wasn't too over the top. At the end of the day, I am Ethan. You are Ethan. His character should be an everyman, one that you can inhabit. His journey to save his wife is very commendable. I know some guys who would run off into the swamp and never look back. This will be a series of videos about Resident Evil 7. Some will get into the nitty-gritty. This part 1 was just a brief history and an overview. Please stay tuned. I love you very much. Good night.
Eat it. It's good.
Dumb some bitch wasn't no good if it hit him.
Thanks for watching Goblins Unite. Please like and subscribe. I love you very much. Bye!